It has come to that time in the year when we are all anticipating the start of the Formula 1 season in early March. I'm sure you, like all of us, are missing the sport that we love so much, and you just want the season to get underway and see the cars back on the track. Every bit of news and rumours that come out of the teams at this point in the year, we love to hear, as we are so deprived of Formula 1. However, in these weeks and months before we see the first bit of pre-season testing, it's a very good time to make some predictions for the 2023 season and answer some of the questions that everyone has on their mind, such as, will Red Bull be able to stay on the top? Will Mercedes be back at the top? And many, many more predictions and theories will be talked about in this video. Let's get right into it then. Will Red Bull be able to stay on top? Well, this is a question that's on everyone's mind due to a number of reasons. One is that, of course, it'll be interesting to see how they're able to stay on top after their reductions in the wind tunnel and CFD time due to the cost cap drama. They already have the lowest amount of time in this due to them finishing top of the Constructors' Championships in 2022, but to have a further reduction could be very damaging. They'll have significantly less time compared to Ferrari and Mercedes, meaning that it is more than possible that they may fall back and not be as dominant as they were in 2022. Also, people also kind of want them to fall back a bit. This is so that the title fight is more interesting than what it was last season, where Verstappen just walked away with it with no real fight for the win. If Red Bull just falls back a tenth or so and Mercedes and Ferrari improve a tenth, this could make the title fight a lot more exciting for the neutrals and just for the sport in general. Even though the 2021 season was full of drama and controversy, it was fascinating to watch, and nearly every single race was exciting with two teams and drivers top, and many people want to see something like that similar to happen again. It of course is more than possible that Red Bull does not make enough of an improvement for them to stay ahead of the rest, as Formula 1 is a sport with margins in it, and if they fail to make big enough strides, it could make the 2023 season very exciting, with three teams possibly being in the fight for the title. Do you think that Red Bull will fall back and bring Mercedes and Ferrari into that title fight? On to another prediction that many fans are making, and that is, will Mercedes be back dominating once again? It is fair to say that 2022 was a drop in their standards, but as the season went on, they got stronger and stronger and were able to eventually win a race in Brazil, with George Russell showing how they were able to bounce back from setbacks. It is clear that they are a top team, with them winning 7 Drivers' Championships and 8 Constructors' Championships from 2014 to 2021. So they know how to win more than anyone on the grid, and people believe that 2023 will be another year that they win the championship and will bounce back. Of course, Mercedes wanted to give Lewis Hamilton the chance to fight for his record-breaking 8th World Championships. Many people believe that Mercedes will be able to bridge that gap to Red Bull, as they have come in and quietly confident that they have found the root of all of their problems and know what to change to be able to fight for the championship. What do you think? Will Mercedes win the title, or at least be in the fight for it? Let us know in the comments below what your prediction is. On to a wider prediction, and that is, what will the constructor standings at the end of the season at Abu Dhabi? For certain, it will be more than likely be Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull fighting for the top 3 places of the championship. Of course, it is really hard to call, with all of them having their strengths and weaknesses on why they may win the championship over one another. So it will be very interesting how well they have developed their car over the winter, and whether they are able to possibly be in the fight for P1 every single race, which will make a very exciting season. Just under those 3 teams, it will be more than likely be Alpine, McLaren and possibly Aston Martin fighting for the top of the midfield. Zak Brown came out recently and said that he hopes to be fighting for P4 in the standings once again. Alpine has a new driver lineup in Ocon and Gasly, and that will be very interesting to see. And of course, Aston Martin has got Fernando Alonso. Who do you hope will be able to push the team in the right direction and make sure they start the season right? They started poorly in 2022 but finished off great, and Alonso hopefully can pull the team up in the standings. The bottom of the grid may as well be the same as it was in 2022, but it is so hard to call right now for all of us, as there's been a lot of radio silence from the teams as we get into this crucial period where engineers will be working day and night to develop the car the best they possibly can. It will for sure be another interesting season, with the pack being shuffled around as we get into the second season of these new regulations. Onto an even more crucial period for all of the Formula 1 teams, and that is the pre-season testing, which will take place just a week before the Bahrain Grand Prix. Bahrain will be the only pre-season testing that the team will have, and it may change, as last season there were some days in Barcelona which were not televised. Then we had the pre-season, which happened in Bahrain, and it was televised. With the pre-season 3 days being just a week before an actual weekend, it will be pivotal that each team gets off to a good start and are able to get as many laps as possible and get as much data as possible. With it being such a quick turnaround until the actual weekend from the pre-season, the teams will have to get everything they need and make the changes they can make as quickly as possible, so they are in the right place to get the lights out. Here we will get our first look at exactly is where on the grid. It is only for testing, yes, but we can learn a lot from it, as we did last season. Many people saw the Ferrari as the best car, and it was for the first few races. So if we see a team dominate early in testing, it'll be very interesting for sure. Who has the best chance of winning the championship? Well, to answer that question quite bluntly, it is between three teams: Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes. Each team had its issues in 2022, some more than others, but they all have something that they have to fix. Mercedes need to find that raw pace, as they have a very good downforce. Ferrari needs to improve the whole team from top to bottom, so they have a big task, and Red Bull has to solve the inter-team issues and make sure that they have no early DNFs. Red Bull also has to try and stay on top for as long as possible, as we saw with Mercedes. It is very easy for a team to fall from winning and challenging every race to only winning one race in 2023. What is your prediction on who will be winning in 2023? Or will it be so tight that the championship could go down to the wire with different drivers from different teams, such as in 2010? Let us know in the comments below and we will make sure to read some. Overall, it is fair to say that the 2023 season will be very interesting, and making predictions will be so tough. But make sure to write them down or put them in the comments and come back to them at the end of the season to see if you were right or totally wrong. Who knows, Williams may win the title with Alex Albon. Anything can happen in Formula 1. Thank you very much for watching this video, and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to watch more videos just like this one.